Hi everybody, welcome to my homestead and welcome to my channel. This is going to be an interesting one. We're going to be looking at what Elder Bednar has been doing in the Middle East, as well as other leaders in the church in the Middle East, in some interesting things that I didn't really know about United Arab Emirates and the church in the Middle East and uh, people that live there, different groups. So if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, like this video. If you end up liking it, hit the notification bell. Leave your comments if you have any thoughts or any additional information, especially if you have sources for that information. So last I checked in with you about this, Elder Bednar was over here in Amman, Jordan. This is the city of the Ammonites, right? Which, of course, those people, the people that live there now, probably have nothing to do with those original Ammonites, but that's where it gets its name. This was his first stop on this Middle East tour that he's on, and I've been waiting and waiting, and finally, a couple days ago, there was an article put out about his whereabouts. But we have him in starting out in Amman, and now it seems that he's over in the United Arab Emirates over here, where our first temple is going to be built in the Middle East. It's going to be here in the United Arab Emirates. At the same time, we've had leaders of the church go here to Egypt in Cairo, also in Iraq to visit the Kurds, somewhere up here. We're going to look at it closer and see exactly where. I think this is one of the places right here, Saklawa. Anyway, we'll get into the. Oh yeah, in Duhok. I think it's these two places right here, Duhok and Saklawa. Anyway, we'll confirm that in just a little bit because I already forgot. And then at the same time, we have three apostles up here. Let's see, it was Elder Quentin L. Cook, M. Russell Ballard, I believe, and Jeffrey R. Holland, who had all served missions here in the United Kingdom. I may do a separate video about that. We're mostly going to be focusing on Elder Bednar and what's going on in the Middle East. But today is Sunday. I guess there's supposed to be like a special state conference, and I'm sure we'll get some articles and maybe notes from different people about what they said there. I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, going back here to the Middle East, we're here in the United Arab Emirates. Okay, so Latter-day Saints in the United Arab Emirates welcomed Elder David A. Bednar of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles and his wife Susan, along with other church leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on Tuesday, October 26, 2021. In Dubai, okay, so they're in Dubai. The capital city is over here, Abu Dhabi, but they're in Dubai. All right. Now, just to give you a sense, I've been trying to figure out what is going on with this country right here. What is going on with United Arab Emirates? Because they currently have the largest skyscraper in the world, the Burj Khalifa, which is this, you've seen this in Mission Impossible, and I think it showed up in other movies, this gigantic, tall skyscraper that looks like a needle kind of as it gets toward the top. This is currently the tallest building in the world, and it is in, I think it's in Dubai. Yeah, viewed across the Dubai fountain. Yeah, right here, location Dubai. So it's over here where Elder Bednar is. Also, okay, so I went to the church website, and they actually have the official numbers for how many members are there. And I guess it kind of surprises me. But there's a reason why there's this many people in Dubai, and we'll go over that in just a second. So, or in United Arab Emirates. So we're at about 1,700 total church membership right now in United Arab Emirates. 6 congregations, 5 of which are wards and 1 branch, and then 1 stake. So we have a stake there, and we have a temple that's going in there. So 1,700 in United Arab Emirates, and then just to give you kind of a comparison, in Israel, we only have 306 with just 4 branches. And I think at least one of those branches, maybe if not all of them, have to do, I think, with the BYU Jerusalem Center, but who knows? Maybe just one. I haven't really looked into that. In Asia, because like you can go up here and you can go to Worldwide Church on this facts and statistics area. I'll put all these links in the description below so you can check them all out easily. But the way that it's broken up is you go here, you have North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Oceania, or Pacific, and Africa. So the continents, right? Select a continent. So the Middle East is in here with Asia because it is part of Asia. And in all of Asia, we have 1,230,000 members in Asia as a whole. We're definitely going to be having more temples going in there. There are a lot that are planned. And then you can come down here. Here's like the worldwide statistics, but that's not the point of this video. Now, it's weird, right? Because like, I don't know about you, but I was surprised when they announced that there was going to be a temple there in United Arab Emirates and in Dubai. But the reason for that, I believe, I've been really confused why just so much is going on with this country. You know, obviously, as most people would guess, it seems to have to do with oil, at least somewhat. Let me go up here. I can't remember if I highlighted anything up here at the top. No. So you come down here to demographics. Okay, check this out. According to an estimate by the World Bank, the UAE's population, the United Arab Emirates population in 2018 stands at 9.5 million. Immigrants account for 88.52%. No, I read that right. You heard it right. Immigrants account for 88%, while Emiratis, the natives, the original people that are from there, make up only 11.48%. This unique imbalance is due to the country's exceptionally high net migration rate of 21.71, the world's highest. So something weird and kind of crazy is going on with the United Arab Emirates. Could you imagine if this was any other country, if it was the United States? Like, we think that we have a lot of people immigrating here. Well, I don't think we come anywhere even close to this country. UAE citizenship is very difficult to obtain other than by affiliation and only granted under very special circumstances. The UAE is ethnically diverse. The 5 most populous nationalities in the Emirates of Dubai, Sharjah, and Ajman are Indian, 25%, Pakistani, 12%, Emirati, the natives, 9%, Bangladeshi, 7%, and Filipino, 5%. And we know that a lot of members of the church, there is a sizable portion of the church that is Filipino. There's a lot there. Immigrants from Europe, Australia, Northern America, and Latin America make up 500,000 of the population. So that's a lot. More than 100,000 British nationals live in the country. That's a lot. The rest of the population are from the Arab states. Okay. Now, I decided to go to this article, Demographics of the United Arab Emirates, to get more information. Okay, so right here, we'll go over the parts that I highlighted. Population. The United Arab Emirates witnessed significant population increase during the past few years because of major growth in various economic sectors, which led to an influx of workers from diverse cultural and religious background. From 4.1 million in 2005, so that's when I was right in the middle of my mission in the Spain-Barcelona mission, from 4.1 million in 2005 to roughly 9.5 in 2018. So that's more than doubling in size since my mission, and it's probably even more since then. Okay, as of 2018, the number of UAE citizens is around 11.5%, and the remaining 88.5 made up of expatriate workers. The largest group of non-UAE nationals are from South Asia, probably like it was saying before, India, 59.4%. and then it has the breakdown right here. According to sources, the 2021 UAE population, excluding expats or expatriates, is right under 10 million. The total expatriate population in UAE has now come to 8.84 million, which constitutes approximately 89%. So it's like that number is going up, because back here in 2018 it was 88.5. Now it looks like it's gone up a bit to 89%. Emiratis of UAE nationals are only 11%, or 1.15 million today. So that is quite unique and kind of strange, and but it's happening, and it looks like that's what is leading to us building a temple there, because we have people from all over the world, including the United States, North America, South America, Latin America, Britain, Europe, all coming to work there because of economic conditions. So here are all the nationals, people that live there from other countries, starting with the largest group and then moving on down. So at the top is India, followed by Pakistan. And then as you go down here, more than 500,000 from the Philippines. So I wonder how many church members are there that are from the Philippines. United Kingdom, 25 or 250,000. So that's more than what it said before, because I thought we read 100,000. European Union, just generically 107,000. South Africa, United States 50,000. Canada 40,000. France 25. Australia 16. Germany 12. Spain 12. Italy 10. South Korea 10. So you get the idea. There's a ton of people there from all these different countries. It's kind of crazy. And then I thought I had another one up about the religions there. I thought, well, okay, you can see over here. So Islam is 76%, Christianity is 13%, and then Hinduism 7%, Buddhism 2%. So whatever. This is 2010, so that doesn't even reflect what's going on right now. Anyway, so interesting things are going on in the United Arab Emirates. So interesting, in fact, that we have enough members there to build a temple. So let's look at these pictures here. There's Elder Bednar and his wife. Let's see, Elder Bednar of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles speaks in Dubai, United Arab Emirates on Tuesday. All right, President Jean B. Bingham and Sister Sharon Eubank from the Relief Society General Presidency answer questions from church leaders in Dubai. Elder Randy D. Funk of the Middle East / Africa North Area Presidency speaks to Latter-day Saints in the United Arab Emirates. Sister Susan K. Bednar expresses her love for the Latter-day Saints in the United Arab Emirates on Tuesday. Let's just see if there's anything else here. There's a picture of Dubai. There's the Burj Khalifa or whatever. Sorry, the Burj Khalifa. The Burj Khalifa is right there. Latter-day Saint Joanne Marker has lived in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, for 32 years and looks forward to the temple being built there. Wow, that's crazy. I wonder where she's from. Gloria Chodo, a Latter-day Saint from South Africa, where we also have a temple, and I think we if I remember right, we have another one going in South Africa. Currently lives in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Elder David A. Bednar and his wife Susan visit Expo 2020 in Dubai, and that's on Wednesday. A delegation from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints visits Expo 2020 in Dubai, United Arab Emirates on Wednesday. They are okay, we don't need to go over that. And then a really cool looking room right here. I wonder if those are all like TV screens, or are these screens or what? I don't know, but that looks pretty cool. David A. Bednar and his wife visit the Expo 2020. Okay, so that's all for the pictures. While in Dubai, the Bednars and Funks also visited Expo 2020. As announced in April 2020, now, so this was during that special conference, right? The conference that would be unforgettable, according to President Nelson, where we did the Hosanna shout, the iconography and the logo of the church changed. A lot of stuff happened. You know, that was like it was a kind of a landmark milestone general conference. Well, add this to it, the announcement of Dubai, the Dubai Temple. So, a parcel of land on the expansive property of Expo 2020 will one day be the site of the Dubai Temple. So, this expo here that they're attending, this is the basically the same location where the temple is going to be. Following a gracious invitation from the Dubai government to build the temple, it'll be the first to be built by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in the Middle East. So that is pretty remarkable. That is pretty remarkable. Now, there is something else going on in the United Arab Emirates, and I've touched on this before in another video. I think it was probably one of my really early videos. There is this thing that's going in that's being spearheaded by the Pope Francis, called the Abrahamic Family House. And what it is, it's supposed to be completed next year in 2022. But what it is it's basically a complex slash plaza type thing where you're going to have a synagogue, a mosque, and a Christian church all here in order to bring understanding between religions. And you know, if you're one that kind of listens to you know, modern day Gadiant and robber schemes and what they're trying to do, then you probably already know about this. There seems to be an effort to try and bring everything together in one instead of having distinctions between religions. So, but this isn't a channel for that. I just want to kind of bring that up. The Abrahamic Family House, which encloses a synagogue, a church, and a mosque in a single complex, and which is scheduled to be inaugurated in 2022, is 20% complete. I do not have a date on this article, so I don't know if we're past that or not. The Higher Committee of Human Fraternity, there's one of those kind of key words, if you know what I'm talking about. And the Pope is always using this particular word, by the way, said in a statement on Tuesday. The committee, which is also supervising the project, said it is inspired by the 2019 document on human fraternity. Constructed on Saidiyat Island in Abu Dhabi. Let's take a look and see where that is. So Abu Dhabi, that's the capital city. It's kind of by Dubai. So here, so if I kind of scroll out, you can see that there, I mean, I don't know what the distance is between here, but it doesn't look like it's too far of a drive. But here's Dubai, where the tallest building in the world is. That's where we're going to build the temple. And then over here in Abu Dhabi, the capital, that's where this Abrahamic family house is going to be built. Okay, so there's Saidiyat Island. It's this thing right here. So that's where it's gonna be built. Let's go to satellite view. Can we see anything here? No, and I'm not gonna look for it either. So whatever, that's where it's gonna be built. Going back here, the capital of the United Arab Emirates. The project is closely followed by Pope Francis and the Grand Imam Ahmed El Tayeb of Al-Zahar, who endorsed the design, the HCHF said. The Abrahamic family house derives its name from the Old Testament biblical figure Abraham, who is recognized and greatly revered by Jews, Christians, and Muslims. And here they are, those two, shaking hands. Imam Al-Tayeb Mosque. Okay, no, sorry. The names, okay, the names of the three separate iconic houses of worship in the Abrahamic family house complex are officially unveiled as Imam Al-Tayeb Mosque, St. Francis Church, I guess in honor of Pope Francis. I don't know. Um, well, it says saint, but like maybe there's like a saint that he likes. Because like it's not, that's not his real name, right? His real name is like, I don't know his full name, but it's like Bergoglio. Um, so like when a pope becomes pope, they take on a new name. So I don't know if his name is after this saint. Whatever. Let's move on. So St. Francis Church and Moses ben Maimon Synagogue. Okay. Besides the three places of worship, the site includes a cultural center that aims to encourage people to exemplify human fraternity. There's that word again. In solidarity within a community that cherishes the values of mutual respect and peaceful coexistence, while the unique character of each faith is preserved. So, you guys, this is just my opinion, okay? But so here's what it's going to look like when it's completed. You have these three. I feel like they're pretty ugly cubes that are all next to each other. Um, this is one of those I feel like feel good things that are going to deceive some people. Let's open this up in a new tab. Um, because of course we want to have closeness with all of humanity and be together and love each other and respect one another. But I feel like the aim of this project is to basically lessen the importance of doctrine and principles of each religion, right? Like, don't mind that. All roads lead to God. It's like that kind of philosophy, right? It's basically Nahorism, where it's like, listen, you're fine just how you are. All roads lead to God. Lift up your head. You don't need to feel guilty because since God loves all of his children, everyone's going to be saved and everything's going to be fine and dandy. And you guys, that's not the case. That's not part of our doctrine in this church. Um, so this is just one of those efforts. I don't take this for face value. I don't. I feel that there's ulterior motives here with this. The one cool thing about it though is it looks like there's like an upper level up here and then a lower level. Um, and even though I don't really care too much for the architecture or the cubes, which if you know what I'm talking about, the cubes, um, it is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I don't like what I think the scheme is behind this. It personifies Abu Dhabi's vision of human fraternity and embeds coexistence into the already diverse cultural fabric of the UAE. Overseeing the development of this iconic project is inspiring and reflective of the UAE efforts in realizing the values of the document on human fraternity in fostering its lofty principles. The document on human fraternity for world peace and living together, simply called the document on human fraternity, was signed on February 4th, 2019 by Pope Francis and the Grand Imam during the Pope's visit to Abu Dhabi. The iconic the iconic geometric architecture of three cubes, representing the separate places of worship, evokes the unified commonality and mutual coexistence between the three religions. So, sorry, I know that was kind of a tangent, but you can see there is a lot going on with this country. There really, really is. And that was the first thing that I thought about when the temple was announced. Just how this place is really bustling with activity, all sorts of activity, economic activity, political activity, religious activity. Something kind of strange is going on there. The temple will serve 8,000 Latter-day Saints living in 2 states in the Gulf states and a number of congregations in the Middle East, Northern Africa, Eastern Europe, and Western Asia. Currently, members who want to worship in temples need to travel to places like Ukraine, Italy, and Germany. So that is a long distance. Again, if you come over here, say that you live here in the Middle East, you got to like come all the way up here into Europe. So this will be significantly closer. Of course, there's the one that's going in here in Bengaluru in India. So that's going to be close, and that's already under construction right now. But this will be much closer for anyone living in this general area. Okay. As announced, the temple property will include both a meeting house and a temple. The visit to Dubai is the latest stop in a multi-country ministry trip. Elder Bednar previously met with Latter-day Saints in Amman, Jordan, and Elder Funk and President Bingham and Sister Eubank met with members in Cairo, Egypt. So as far as I know, he's only been to Jordan and then United Arab Emirates. I'll be curious to see if he ends up in Israel. All right, so let's go over here to this article talking about. I think this is the one where they went to the Kurds. Hold on. Sorry, I need some water for my throat. Relief Society leaders visit refugee camp in Middle East. Latter-day Saint Charities President Sharon Eubank and Relief Society General President Jean B. Bingham are wrapping up a trip to the Middle East to visit the Kurdistan region of Iraq. They met with government leaders and visited Camp Sharia, located just south of its border with Turkey in northern Iraq. Let's see if we can find this on the map. I don't know if it would be in Google Maps or not. Maybe. Okay. Sharia camp. Yeah, that's it right there. And there's that one place I was pointing out, Duhok. So they were over here. Now, the Kurds, okay? The Kurds. It turns out, and I think that we had kind of seen this before in my playlist about the 10 Lost Tribes, they are one of the groups that seem to have a claim to be descended from the 10 Lost Tribes. So as of right now, okay, this is what the Kurds are doing right now, just to give you an idea. So they are an ethnic group that are here in this region, northern Iraq, Turkey, the border of Turkey, and so forth. Okay, most Kurds are Sunni Muslims who adhere to the Safi school, while a significant minority adhere to the Hanafi school. However, many Shafi Kurds adhere to either one of the two Sufi orders, Naqshbandi or Qadiriya. Besides Sunni Islam, Alevism and Shia Islam also have millions of Kurdish followers. Other religions with significant Kurdish adherents are Yarsanism and Yazidism. In recent years, a growing number of Kurds have converted to Zoroastrianism, which I believe is related to the ancient Egyptian kind of like mystery schools. However, if you go down here, there are Christian Kurds. And it says, although historically there have been various accounts of Kurdish Christians, most often these were in the form of individuals and not as communities. However, in the 19th and 20th century, various travelogues tell of Kurdish Christian tribes as well as Kurdish Muslim tribes who had substantial Christian populations living amongst them. A significant number of these were allegedly originally Armenian or Assyrian, and it has been recorded that a small number of Christian traditions have been preserved. Several Christian prayers in Kurdish have been found from earlier centuries. In recent years, some Kurds from Muslim backgrounds have converted to Christianity in recent years. Segments of the Bible were first made available in Kurdish language in 1856 in the Kurmanji dialect. The Gospels were translated by Stepan, an Armenian employee of the American Bible Society, and were published in 1857. Prominent historical Kurdish Christians include the brothers Zakari and Ivan Mekhardzadeli. Now, the interesting thing, okay, so they're mostly Muslim, okay, and then you have like these other kind of like these other religions you really haven't heard too much about, or at least I haven't. Yarsanism and Yazidism, and then Zoroastrianism, but it seems like there are Christians as well. and maybe they're growing in number. But the thing that I want to point out is that it seems like there's a tradition that they may be from the 10 lost tribes, just another group in addition to the other ones we've covered so far. The British Isles, we've talked about British Israelism, we've talked about the Pashtuns in Afghanistan and Pakistan, as well as the Kochins down in India. Well, now we have the Kurds, and I'll have to do a separate video on this, but I just wanted to read a little bit from the JewishVirtualLibrary.org about Kurdistan. Okay. An ancient tradition relates that the Jews of Kurdistan are the descendants of the 10 lost tribes, or the 10 tribes from the time of the Assyrian exile. So that would have been the northern kingdom, right? Because it was Assyria that took over the northern kingdom where the 10 tribes were. The first to mention this was R. Benjamin of Tudela, the 12th century traveler who visited Kurdistan in about 1170 and found more than 100 Jewish communities. In the town of Ahmadiyya alone, there were 25,000 Jews who spoke the language of the Targum, Aramaic, and whose numbers included scholars. The traveler Benjamin II, who visited Kurdistan in 1848, also mentioned this tradition and added that Nestorian Assyrian tribes were also descended of the 10 tribes and that they practiced Jewish customs. According to this assumption, they were descendants of Dan and Naphtali, or Naphtali. There's no doubt that Hala and Habor, modern Kabor, let's see where that's at. Kabor, hopefully that'll pull up here. Here's I guess is it a river? I don't know, but it's over here in Syria. Yeah, the river of Gozan, 2 Kings 17:6, the places to which Shalmaneser and the king of Assyria exiled the tribes, and are in the vicinity of Kurdistan. Okay, so so this river in the Bible, after the Assyrian conquest, it's near where Kurdistan is. During the Second Temple era, the kingdom of Adiabene or Adiabene was situated in this region. Its inhabitants, together with their king Monobaz and his mother Helena, converted to Judaism in the middle of the 1st century. It may be presumed that there are descendants of these proselytes among the Jews of Kurdistan. Onkelos translated Hari Ararat as the mountains of Kardu. He also translated Mamlekat Ararat as the kingdom of the land of Kardu. Josephus mentions the mountains of Kurdukim. In the Talmud, it is related that one accepts proselytes from the Kardus. So all those sound like Kurd, right? An ancient popular tradition states that among the Assyrians of northern Iraq, there were many families of Jewish origin, and these were forcibly converted to Christianity more than 500 years ago. So that's interesting right there. Being converted from Jewish to Christianity. So that's one moment in time where they would have lost their identity. Because that's what I've talked about before, how it very well could be that some of these groups, the Pashtuns or others like the Kurds, they may have had prophets among them for a time, and then at some point got conquered, and there may even be scripture that we don't know about, scripture that was either destroyed or it could be hidden somewhere where the Kurds currently are, somewhere where the Pashtuns currently are, and they may eventually get discovered if they exist. They still observe special Jewish customs, have not assimilated among the Christians, marry among themselves, and are afraid of revealing their origin in front of Christians, because they don't want to have that persecution or be forcibly made to practice Christianity, I guess. Another popular tradition states that many of the descendants of the 10 tribes who were exiled to this region by the kings of Assyria converted to Christianity. In 38 villages of Iraqi Kurdistan, there were hundreds of Jews who claimed descent from the tribe of Benjamin and who possessed a holy book in Kurdish. Well, there you go. Look at that. They possessed scripture, it seems, and I don't know what that was, if it was just of their own people, but that's pretty fascinating to me, don't you think? They lived in the provinces of Mosul, Kirkuk, and Kanakin. Some of them immigrated to Afghanistan and the Caucasus during the middle of the 7th century at the time of the Arab conquest. So this was when Islam was starting. It was basically um, invading places all across the world, from all the way from Spain and Portugal to northern Africa to the Middle East, then into Asia, and then over to Indonesia in Southeast Asia. The Treaty of Conquest was signed in the town of Dabil on the Armenian border with the Magians, Zoroastrians, and the Jews. From this, it is ascertained that there was another Jewish community in addition to that of Mosul and possibly of Erbil. Okay, so it's interesting, don't you think? It's interesting that there are traditions and there's belief that there may be some of the 10 lost tribes that are still there to this day. And then we have our Relief Society president, and then Sister Sharon Eubank. I don't know. So she's the Latter-day Saint Charities president. Okay, well, whatever. Isn't it interesting that we have them over here in Kurdistan, where there seems to be another population that descended from the 10 lost tribes that over time have probably lost their identity by forced conversion to Christianity and also to Islam, and in a just general, apostasy over time. But yeah, that's where they went. So they have faith and they have trust that God will help them. And that's something that we have in common with those who were in this area who have a different faith than we do, said President Bingham. And there has been a lot of outreach from our church trying to find common ground with different peoples and stuff, but I don't think it's in the same way, excuse me, that the Pope is doing it. And I don't mean to offend anyone who's Catholic if you're watching this, but if you're a traditionalist, you probably understand exactly what I'm talking about. Let's take a look at these pictures. Camp Sharia, located just south of Iraq's border with Turkey. The camp is now home of 12,000 Yazidi people. Camp Sharia, located just south of Iraq's border with Turkey in northern Iraq, built 7 years ago. The refugee camp is home to 12,000 Yazidi people who were located against their will after experiencing violence and political unrest. Latter-day Saint Charity President Sharon Eubank, second from left, and Relief Society General President Jean B. Bingham, third from left, Camp Sharia. Okay, so you get the idea. They're meeting, they're talking. There's the flag of Kurdistan. I haven't followed it too closely, but I do believe that they're trying to become their own country. The Kurds are. So that's kind of interesting. More talking. Here's some instruments right here. This girl's about to bang on this drum. Cute kids waving at the camera. They are cute. She's cute right there. More kids waving. Peace signs. Women, tents. Sitting on the floor. Fabrics. Shoes off. Pictures. Let's see. Latter-day Saint Charity. Oh my gosh. Go back. Latter-day Saint Charity. Okay, never mind. I guess I'm not going to read it. It doesn't matter. What else was there here? Okay. They also met with a few members of the church in Duhok, and that is that area that I was. So here's that camp right here, Sharia, and then here's Duhok, which is just like right there. It looks like just like a couple minutes away. So there's some members of the church that live here, apparently, including Valentina Mirzawayem, the first returned missionary from Iraq. That's kind of a crazy thought. You don't typically think of return missionary of missionaries finishing their mission and going back home to to Iraq, but it's happened, and that's kind of a miracle. I think that's really cool. Um, okay, so uh, the saints in Duhok are pioneers, said Sister Bingham after meeting Sister Hannah, mother of three, including a son who was the first missionary from the area. Okay, so Valentina is the first returned sister missionary. So uh, the son of this lady must be the first male or the first missionary returned, I guess. I was so impressed with Hannah, who was the first member of the church in this part of the world, and the way that she taught her children the gospel in her home, even though she hasn't been able to gather with saints very much at all, explained President Bingham. She is a true pioneer of the gospel. Man, this is like another one of those moments where, like the guy that I think was from Nigeria had the dream about the Salt Lake Temple, and then he was petitioning the church to um, send resources to Africa to establish the church. Like the Lord works through individuals, and there's people like her, Hannah, that like get things rolling. So that's pretty cool. Um, the church leaders also hosted a virtual devotional with Latter-day Saints in Duhok and Sula. Let's see where that's at. I'm sure it's somewhat close to there. Should be in the same region, roughly. Um, well, kinda. It's actually pretty far. Looks like it's right on the border with Iran. So here's Mosul. So here's Duhok and Sharia up here in the very north part, and then Sula, whatever, is over here. Um, so they had a virtual devotional with those two areas. Elder David A. Bednar of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles visited. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Suleimania, Kurdistan, in February 2019. So Elder Bednar has already been there. He's visited the Kurds, it seems like. Well, I don't know that that's a Kurdish area. It may or may not. I'd have to look into that closer, but at least up here is. In 1961, Elder Spencer W. Kimball and Elder Howard W. Hunter traveled to Iraq. So that's pretty interesting. And both of them became presidents of the church. So um, I wonder if there's a trend there. It's likely that Elder David A. Bednar is probably going to become prophet at some point if the second coming doesn't happen first. So interesting stuff. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to end it here. I don't think that there was anything really that stood out too much from this that we haven't already covered. Well, let's just talk about Egypt here. So in Egypt, okay, let me change the cursor. In Egypt, President Bingham, her husband, Brother Bruce Bingham, Sister Eubank, and Elder Funk, and his wife, Sister Andrea Funk, met with about 60 Latter-day Saints in the nation's capital of Cairo on Sabbath, Friday, October 22nd. Are you talking about the Muslims Sabbath? Because their holy day is on Friday. I don't really get that. There are two branches of the church there in Cairo, Egypt. One is English speaking and the other is Arabic. So Egypt is right down here, southwest of where we were talking about, Iraq. It's southwest of Israel. Here's Cairo, right here. Okay, so let's see. The leaders taught the adults and youth about preparing for the temple that is announced in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and that's also what Elder Bednar said up here. I remember up there it said that. So that they're telling the saints, hey, get ready because the temple's coming your way. President Bingham said she also felt the genuine love that the saints had for one another. She was surprised to learn that many of the branches, particularly Arabic branch were fairly new members, and yet they have strong testimonies, she said. Elder Funk said many of the members of the Arabic-speaking branch are from South Sudan, Nigeria, and other parts of Africa. So, going to the map here, we have Sudan, which in kind of recent years, at least within the last decade, I think, was split into two countries. So South Sudan right here, and then Nigeria over here, which I think has the most, out of all these African countries, has the most Latter-day Saints. They're here in Nigeria, so that's not really a surprise. After South Africa, the Johannesburg Temple, Nigeria, and Ghana were the next ones, the next two in Africa to receive a temple. So the church has done pretty well in Nigeria. President Bingham said that they also met with government leaders in Egypt, and the discussion included the announced temple in Dubai. Maybe just to point out, hey, Egyptian leaders, maybe someday we could have one here in Egypt if the numbers allow. In the United Arab Emirates, church leaders met with the leadership of the Abu Dhabi stake and also visited the site of the announced temple in Dubai. This is just a repeat of what we already read. Okay, that's gonna wrap it up. So it's interesting, you guys. It's really interesting what's going on in the world right now. I'll look forward to see anything that comes out of here, out of the UK, as we have our three apostles there that are speaking to the British saints. It's really cool to know that they went to visit the Kurds, and what we know about the Kurds, or at least what is speculated, the traditions that they have. I'll be interested to see if they all end up in Israel, like the Funks and Bednars and what else, Eubanks and Binghams. I'll be interested to see if they end up in Israel and in Jerusalem at the end of their trip, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But we'll just end it there. I hope you learned something new. I sure did. Interesting things are going on. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, like this video. If you liked it, hit the notification bell. Leave your comments if you had any thoughts, any impressions, any additional information, and I'll talk to you guys later.